Hey guys, it's Arthritis here, and I'm coming to you with a couple-part video on a comprehensive guide of warlocks for PvP. I'm going to add in a little bit of extra PvE at the very end, but I just don't find it to be very crucial, as they're mostly just mages with an assigned dot, of course. But really, I want to go over 5 points, and that goes from best to worst specs that you can pick, your placement in a group, dependent on whether you're doing solo or large groups, then your opening moves in general, pets, and then just general targets that you want to go after first in whatever kind of skirmish you may be in. But I guess kind of the first thing that we're going to go over is best to worst builds. And really there's kind of just 3 main builds that you kind of want to focus on. And the best one is going to be Soul Link Nightfalls. And then it's going to go down into SM Rune, which is your most optimal PvP and PvE spec. And then at the lower end of things, it's going to be DS Rune or Demonic Sacrifice, which isn't the most optimal for PvP, but can still be used. It's more of an optimal PvE standpoint. But I guess let's first talk about Soul Link Nightfall. It's a 20 Affliction, 31 Demonology, and then 0 into the Destruction Tree. It's a really good starting PvP one, and basically your bread and butter is going to be, of course, your Soul Links right there. When activated, 30% of all damage taken by casters is taken by your Imp, Voidwalker, or Succubus, or Fell Hunter. And basically, this is just going to allow you kind of just to body more of the brunt. It's a very tanky build, but unfortunately you're not going to get the shadow burns, but for mobility, you're still going to be able to use your Nightfall procs for insta-cast shadow bolts. And this still allows you to have Fell Domination, which is quite helpful in pinch point situations where you have to sacrifice one of your pets, maybe for a bubble, and you'll be able to basically insta-cast your void right back up again and get right back into the fight. So I guess the next one we're going to talk about is SM Rune. This is going to be 30 into the Affliction Tree, 0 actually into your Demonology Tree, and then we're going to go 21 deep into the Destruction Tree. This allows us to get Shadow Burn and keeps us up with Ruin and with some extra improved Shadow Bolts. But the main point of this one isn't necessarily to be a tanky build or anything, but it's more to be a glass cannon. You're supposed to stay mobile midway into the fight right there. Lay down your dots of Siphon Life, Corruption, Agony. If you're doing single target and you're just 1v1, then use Exhaustion. But this is going to allow you to keep your Shadow or your Nightfall procs, and it's going to allow you to keep Shadow Burn at the same time, so you actually have 2 insta-casts. This can be a super lethal one, and it's also allowable in raid, although it's very uncommon and mainly only one person has it, and that's basically for the improved imp stamina. But personally, in my opinion, SM Rune would probably be the most practical one to have if you're trying to rank 14 but still trying to keep up with your PvE every single week in raiding. So you won't actually have to switch talents over, spend that 50 gold. This will be able to keep it cheap. So you might want to talk to your guild if you're planning on going to rank 14 to actually switch over to this SM Rune just to keep it a little bit more cost effective on there. But I guess the next one we'll talk about is DS Rune. It's the least practical for PvP, but the most practical for PvE. This is really going to be a 9 Affliction, 21 Demonology, and 21 Destruction. You're going to keep the Shadow Burn, but you're actually going to lose your Nightfall procs. But allowing you to go into the Demonology tree is actually a little bit beneficial because you're still going to get Fell Domination and you're going to get your improved health stones, which is quite handy. But for the most part, the Demonic Sacrifice that you get is not the most beneficial because you will be sacrificing generally only a Voidwalker, and if you're keeping the Succubus up, you're using it for PvP and won't be actually sacrificed. But, like I said, this is the most practical one for PvE, and pretty much does the most damage because you're getting that 15% extra shadow damage, but not too beneficial in a PvP standpoint. But moving on, I guess we'll move down to your opening moves. Opening moves can be super critical dependent on the situation that you're in. If you're more in a crowded situation, my opinion is to stay mid-ground and actually just lay down dots. Let your warriors and melee go down and kind of brunton and weaken them down so it's a little bit easier, but main first focus targets would most definitely be the healers, of course. And in a 1v1 situation, you can do different opening moves, but I've seen a lot of people, and personally from my standpoint, if you have your death coil open and you're going against melee in certain situations, you can open up with a death coil, allowing them to fear for 3 seconds and allowing you to actually get your normal fear out. But in fears of making this video too long, I kind of want to put in one more point for opening moves and kind of just general placement of where you are is warlocks aren't going to be the front line of it. You aren't going to be the guy who just charges right in. Be a team player and you'll have more benefits from playing as a warlock. You're a utility class. Your dots are going to make everything so much easier. The more you just try and focus a shadow bolt down on one target, the more unsuccessful you'll actually be. So be a team player and have fun. And thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like it if it was helpful and informative. If you have any more questions, just put it down in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. And hopefully I can come out with a new video in the next week or two trying to finish this off. But thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.